Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel for the 9th race of the RWC Series. We're reaching the end here, folks. This is pretty much the last race in terms of the regular season races. The point field is completely split up. Mystics, Rice, McGowan, and Bowers are pretty much your only drivers with even a chance of competing in the championship. Other than that, Mystics is pretty much walked away with the championship in this later half of the race, getting his second career victory last race. Amazing performance by him. As I mentioned though, Rice, Bowers, and McGowan are pretty much the next closest drivers to Mystics. They still need a miracle to happen, so we'll see if they can get it done here at the high speed ring. Which in my personal opinion, not entirely sure why they put this track on the list this season. It is the first season though, so maybe they just threw it in there just to see how it performs entertainment wise, but I don't really think it's going to be that entertaining track wise. But we'll see what the drivers can do here. As I mentioned just a few minutes ago though, Rice and Bowers being one of the 3 drivers that have a chance to compete against Mystics actually qualified in the front, so we'll see what they can do with that, as I mentioned, they need the points if they're going to even challenge Mystics. And here we go to the start. Bowers qualified P1, Rice qualified 2nd, followed by Isidro, Dumont, and Mystics, scarily enough, will close out your top 5 as the rest of the field zooms down the straight. Camacho overtaking McGowan for 19th position. This is going to be very NASCAR style. That's kind of why I said I don't really think this track would be the best for these types of this type of cars, but here we are nonetheless. So let us know in the comment section below how y'all felt at the end of the race. Isidro will overtake Rice for 2nd position, and he will challenge Bowers for 1st. So we'll see what happens there. Dumont's going for the pass over Mystics as the rest of the field just flies by, freaking killing the audio on the microphone as they pass the camera there. Vakonen in 19th position. He was passed by Camacho, but he's trying to take his position back. Bowers and Isidro fighting for 1st place as they start to pull away from the rest of the field there, as those 2 cars definitely have a very obvious top speed advantage, having the bigger engine and arguably probably better downforce given the designs of their kits. But Isidro will overtake and he will secure 1st place for now. Rice is falling back as they're 4 wide coming down the straight. McGowan and Vakonen, the best friends there, side by side going into turn 1, but McGowan will pull away in 19th. Vakonen will still close out the field in 20th. Bowers will actually take 1st place back, so him and Isidro are going back and forth. Dabrowski in 3rd now, Rice in 4th, Mystic still closing out top 5. 2 wide all the way down. Besnard leading that field as we look at White's Garage on the outside, as Dumont passes him on the inside, but they're going back and forth. White's Garage will take his position back. We'll see if they keep going back and forth. Pretty much literally like all the rest of your drivers are in this little midfield here, as they go 3 wide again into that corner. Dumont, Fairley, Kudos. Who else is in that field? Lee, G's-Doc. All the rest of your drivers are in that field now. I will admit, this bunch is actually sticking together a lot better than I thought they would. Really, the only 2 outliers so far appear to be Isidro and Bowers. They're just, off on their own fighting each other, but the rest of the field here seems to be pretty close together, all things considered, which admittedly is kind of surprising. I thought it definitely was going to be much bigger gaps between all the drivers, but apparently not. As we look at, that very close there by Saez, almost coming into contact with Davi, or vice versa, however you see that, but thankfully they do not come into contact with each other. Haley in P16, Camacho 17, Project G 18, trying to get some position, but he will not, as he starts to fall back a little bit. McGowan, Vakonen still in the same 2 positions, 19th, 20th. we head back to the top. Bowers and Isidro still, oh, not alone. Dabrowski actually catches up to him, trying to join in on the fun. Might have a 3-car battle for first position here and maybe another 2 turns, possibly. Isidro will retake first place as they go into turn 1. So Bowers will be P2, Dabrowski 3. White's Garage moved up to P4, passing Rice and Mystics. Mystics will also pass, actually they're kind of going back and forth. Rice is on the inside as they drag race down. There's a little group of cars here. Fairly looking to start battling Mystics. 7th and 8th position. She has Besnard on her inside, now outside going into this next turn. They all fall in line now. Lee in 9th. Kudos Khalid overtaking him for 9th position, so Lee will not close out the top 10 in 10th position. G's Dog not too far behind in 11th. Rice looking to go for a move on White's Garage, but White's Garage has the inside, so it's not quite gonna work. He will let the position go as they go high around that final turn. However, it will give them a huge boost in speed, so White's Garage will keep 4th, Mystics in 5th. Rice will fall back to 6th now, which is definitely not good for him. He needs to get back up to the top of the grid if he wants a chance at that championship. He's going to need as many points as he can get this race. The rest of their field surprisingly staying mostly the same. Really not too many position changes going on right now as we're already on that 5 of 10. This is definitely going to be one of the quickest races, as this is a very fast track. Dabrowski taking first place now, position change. Isidro in 2nd now. Bowers now closing out the podium in 3rd place. So well done by Dabrowski, which is 5 laps to go. So we'll see how he manages to hold on, because if I'm not mistaken, the first round of pit stops should be happening. If not this lap, next lap for sure. So we will see. Mystic still closing out the top 5 with Besnard right on his tail. Fairly in White's Garage not too far behind as Fairly nearly touches the wall. And it looks like I was correct. We do have some drivers entering the pits now. Bowers will stay out though, so he will retake first place. Conan still holding his own in last place. As you see there, we had a few drivers enter the pits. But Conan will stay out though, so he will get some free positions as he now moves up to 16th. Dabrowski, 17th, Isidro, basically your front runners. Rice, White's Garage, they all pit. So they will now close out your field as they re-enter the track once their pit stops are done. Bowers all alone, as I mentioned, he skipped out, so he will have a bunch of free real estate to himself. And 2nd place now is Besnard. Or, sorry, Dumont. Oh no, it is Besnard. Ah man, I keep getting their names mixed up. Don't know why. Anyway, Mystics, Fairly, G's Dog will now close out the top 5 in 5th position. Now there goes Dumont. Violet Dragon right behind him, followed by Camacho. Violet Dragon will close out the top 10 though, but we are now having more pit stops as the previous drivers that skipped are now taking their pit stops now on that 6 of 10. So we're going to let all these positions change, and then we will take it from the top and update your current field. So Sayez is in 1st place now, Violet Dragon in 2nd, Project G in 3rd, Haley in 4th, McGowan closing out the top 5 now, Davi in 6th, Vakonin in 7th. Bowers will rejoin the field in 8th position. Mystics will rejoin the field in 9th. And then Fairly will close out the top 10 in 10th position. Isidro in 11th, Besnard in 12th, G-Stocks 13th, Camacho 14th, Rice 15th, Dabrowski looking to change that. He does have more top end than that Toyota, so he probably will change that. Battle for 18th and 19th going on between Lee and Dumont as they go through the S, changing from inside to outside line. Wyatt's Garage closing out the field now in 20th position. More pit stops, actually, surprisingly. I thought Sayaz and them already did their pit stop, but I guess I am mistaken, so positions will change again. Vokonin will take the lead now with just 3 laps to go. Or 2 laps to go, excuse me. Mystics will now close out the podium in 3rd place, Fairley in 4th. Davi will close out the top 5 in 5th. But since he was just coming out of the pits, yeah, it looks like Isidro is already catching up to him pretty quickly. And Isidro will pass him with basically no contention. So Isidro will now close out the top 5 in 5th place. I swear, Isidro just woke up in that Mercedes ever since his victory in race number 6. He's just been phenomenal ever since his victory. It's just a shame that it's kind of a case of too little too late, because unfortunately he does not have enough points to have a run for the championship. So hopefully next season he can start off strong. That way he can possibly have a shot at the championship next season. Vokonin will go into the pits. Unfortunately, he will nearly run out of fuel, so Bowers will now take 1st place, Fairley 2nd, Mystics 3rd, Cedro 4th, and then Besnard will close out the top 5 as cars re-enter the field quite dangerously. These cars are easily going 160 miles an hour, so just merging like that from pit lane is definitely not a smart idea. Thankfully, nothing will come of that though, but 2 laps to go now. Lap 9 of 10. As Bowers is still in the lead, Fairley not too far behind. We'll see if she can catch up enough to make a move for 1st place, as Fairley is still looking for her 1st career win. So we'll see if she'll be able to get one here. Besnard still closing out the top 5. Your top 5 pretty much staying unchanged. Dabrowski 6th, Rice 7th, G-Stock 8th, Davi 9th, Camacho closing out the top 10 now. As the rest of the field zooms by there. Wyatt's Garage still closing out. Final lap now as Bowers comes across the start-finish line for the final time. We'll see if he can hold on to that 1st place. Fairley unfortunately pits, so Cedro will get a free position up. He is now in 2nd. Rice is now closing out your podium in 3rd place. G-Stock in 4th. Camacho now up to 5th place. So good job to Camacho, as he was literally just closing out the top 10. So yeah, he moved out quite a bunch pretty quickly. Isidro he's looking like if he's trying to get another victory here. We'll see if he will, but battle for 3rd and 4th right now between Rice and G-Stock, as Rice goes pretty wide in that turn. G-Stock is right on his tail, but Rice is pulling away a little bit. Coming around to the final corner, I don't think Isidro is going to have enough speed, unfortunately. Or maybe he will. He's going for the move. Oh, it's going to come to the finish. But it's not enough. Bowers will barely stay in front, and a close finish for 3rd and 4th too. That was actually really close. I was kind of hoping it would be closer. That was actually almost really intense. But anyway, Bowers will managed to stay out in front of Isidro for the victory here at High Speed Ring. So congratulations to him, and Lamborghini for getting his second career win now this season. Isidro second, Rice closes out the podium in third, G-Stock fourth, Camacho fifth, Saya sixth, Project G seventh, Lee eighth, Violet Dragon ninth, Dumont closes out the top 10, Fairley 11th, Kudos 12th, Besnar 13th, Dabrowski 14th, Mystics all the way down in 15th. So that actually does help the rest of the drivers in contention, because he will get no points this race. White's Garage in 16th, Vakonen 17th, Davi 18th, McGowan 19th, and then Haley will finish in last place. So as I mentioned, since Mystics didn't get any points, that does kind of help the rest of the drivers, but not by much, as we have the updated points here. Mystics with 62 points. Rice is actually the only driver that will get lucky from this race, as he has 53 points. Bowers with Lamborghini, even if he had a perfect race in the championship race, he will fall 1 point short. So Bowers, unfortunately, is knocked out of the championship race. Speaking of the championship race, it's going to take place at Mount Panorama in Australia. And as y'all just saw from the points, only 2 drivers are going to be battling out for the championship title. Mystics and Rice, Toyota and Aston Martin. Toyota's going to need an absolute perfect race to win, and Mystics would have to finish less than 7th place. We'll see you at the championship race.